So, what were you thinking of doing, having visited the Dancing Waters?
Well, we've still got to take the sample home. Back to, is it the Castle of the Flame?
The Castle of the Flame.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've still got to take the
mission
sample.
accomplished.
And then that's that
No,
mission.
we could just leave the 2 Shigenja here, you know. I mean,
No, we've got to get them back.
we can run faster than they can.
We've got to get paid. I'm still owe Kosa 3 gold. And what we're getting paid for this, 1 gold each. Yeah, I still owe him a lot of money. Yeah, so we need to get back home, get paid, and then get another job.
Well, I used to think 1 koku was a lot of money. Now I look at the amount of money I go, well, it's not quite so much. But then again, of course, I haven't been robbed of most of my cash.
Aye, be careful. I remember talking like that just before I got robbed of all my gold, mate. Just be careful.
Well, it's another argument for not splitting the party, isn't it?
Yeah. First time I've been on my own, I just got absolutely ruined.
Well, the problem is if you're on your own, you have to sleep.
Oh, there's a question,
and
Dave.
Nobody else is on watch.
I don't have my notes from last session handy, so what's the date before we get started?
1 second. You are spending the night of the 21st Kizaragi in Kawaka.
Thank you.
Okay.
I suddenly realised I couldn't find the party token because I'd been showing so much more new territory that I was behind on clearing the fog of war, and suddenly there it is.
Yeah, it's
Back near Nobioka, isn't it?
No, it's here.
Oh no, not
Nope.
On the way back from the Dancing Waters.
You are up here in northern Hyuga.
Now, is northern and southern Hyuga 2 separate provinces? We're not in a different province, are we?
Hyuga is one
Hyuga
province.
is 1 province, yeah.
It used to be 2,
Not yet.
Hayamana and Takuga.
That's right, and they came together.
But after the war, they merged the 2 of them, but they then split them into 3 sub-provinces, southern, central, and northern Hyuga,
That's
because...
right, they're sub-provinces. Got you.
Yeah. But you're quarter of a daimyo at the moment.
So was it the night of the 21st of Kisaragi we're spending at the Dancing Water Shrine still?
No. You
We're at Kawaka.
travelled to the Dancing Waters and spent the day there.
Yeah.
And then returned to Kawaka to spend the night in the village.
Okay. So we get up on the morning of the 22nd, yeah. Unless anybody's got anything they need to do on that night.
Okay. Anybody talking with the locals?
I mean, are we having a drink at the inn that we're staying at in the tavern, or?
If they're in the inn, yes.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, the locals do pop in to have something to drink and a long talk about what's been happening in the day and what the latest gossip is. And as strangers, you are pumped for information.
Ah, okay. So I was going to say, if people speak to me, then yeah, I'll speak back to them. I'm going to be polite. I'm not going to go out of my way to grill people, interrogate them. But if people want to talk to me, then I suppose.
Okay. Well, as kind of visitors, you will get pumped for information as to what's going on in the rest of Hyuga, because this is about as far into the backwaters as you can get.
And we're South Hyuga is our province, isn't it?
Central Hyuga is your province.
Central.
Yeah.
So Miyazaki, is that south?
Miyazaki is just over the river, and the river is the border with southern Hyuga.
Okay.
So Miyazaki is the main city in southern Hyuga.
Yep.
Nobioka in northern Hyuga, and Asuki Nobioka in central, and Asuki in northern Hyuga.
That one here. Yeah, okay. And where was the place where they farmed oysters? Was that out here somewhere? Here. Right. We're not that far from there.
Yep. Well, it's separated from the rest of Hyuga. The only way there really is by boat. You can walk along the coast, but it's a heck of a lot easier to get there by boat.
What about that old investment idea we had last year or the year before, boys? They'll end back home, those oysters. Pearls, wasn't it? It was pearls.
Pearls,
Yep.
yeah.
Indeed,
Yeah.
it was.
It was
Pearl
pearls.
fishermen there.
I mean, there's an idea. Wow, you've got all that money. Invest it.
What money? I don't have a lot of money.
Not
anymore.
you. It was Kosa was saying he's got plenty of money. Buy
Not
some.
here. That's the problem.
Oh, it's not here.
Not with me.
That's a shame. You could have
Well-
went down there and invested in something to sell back home.
He's not got that much money anymore because he's supporting you as well.
Yeah. I'm on 3 gold. We're only getting paid 1 for this job.
Well, you are his investment opportunity, obviously.
I'm
Should have gone for the
Best not
pearl.
die. Best not die. I want that money back.
No, that's the plan. The plan is to not die, my friend. That's plan A, anyway.
Okay.
I think if anybody has money, it's worth going down there to invest in pearls, because we're traveling back to Central Hyuga, where that's a luxury item and sells for more than you would buy it for up here, where it's a common
Yeah,
item.
but I'm not much of a merchant, I'm afraid. They'd probably haggle me up. Right.
Aye, neither am I, to be honest. That was the player thinking of that more than the character, like.
Well, that's the problem. It's people with merchant skill and the skill in the item they're selling. So farming or fishing or whatever. Put the two together, and they know their goods and are very good at getting a good price for it.
So
Since you know nothing
so
about
I'd have to be someone
pearls,
with trading skills, yeah, to be able to grab something in one place, take it back to another place, and make a profit. To be able to do the right bartering, you'd have to have the right skills, I suppose.
Well,
Evening,
unfortunately, I don't think we've got enough money between us at the moment that we're carrying to make that a profitable enterprise.
My Discord keeps changing volumes randomly. It's very weird. Just went all
well,
loud.
that could be because Brian has just popped in.
Yeah, hi Brian.
Evening, Brian.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hello.
so if we...
Well, as we're talking to the locals, I shall casually mention that we'd heard that the daimyo had been assassinated in his bedroom.
shock horror. The daimyo's been assassinated?
That's what we heard, yeah, and we'd heard that Miyazaki had gone into rebellion. So we could be looking at a war.
Which saving throw?
War.
If you insist.
What is it good for?
Nope.
No, I didn't make it.
Okay. The locals crowd round and start pumping you for information.
That's
But
all right.
then
I'll
about-
make it up as I go along, like normal. Not the problem.
but then about 5 minutes later,
I love
a
that.
hush falls over the village as the local samurai walks in with a couple of his guards and demands to speak to the travellers who've brought this news about the daimyo.
Oh, should have kept your mouth shut, Kinzo.
That's us, son.
That's you, son. That's you, son, not us, son.
Yeah, that's you. Oh, you.
What are these rumours you're spreading about the death of the daimyo?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, son, they're not rumours.
Well, what evidence have you got?
Well, basically, put it this way: we were at the Castle of the Flame, and several of the senior men were summoned to Nobioka to investigate the death of the daimyo.
Oh, this guy, your life story and that.
He is taken aback. The news has obviously not reached here. I mean, you know that they were trying to keep it quiet to begin with, but it had actually reached Asuki when you came through there, but it hadn't actually. It obviously hasn't got as far south as this. So he is shocked, taken aback, and pumps you for all the information that you can give him.
Well, I'll give him everything I know, which isn't a great deal in actual fact.
And make
Yeah.
make him a wee bit extra just for fun as well.
Not to the samurai, I'm not.
Not to the samurai. The local peasants maybe, but samurai tend to remember kind of being fed misleading information.
Well, they're also quite hasty to draw swords and chop people into small.
Chop your head
Chunky
off.
fragment.
Okay. Well, you had heard that there were potential problems down in Miyazaki, but the first-hand information you got about the Shugenja being summoned and because how he died was not apparent. That is. Well, it's not a shock. It's unusual because normally people either die of natural causes, their head being chopped off, or illness. If he's died and nobody's quite sure how, I mean, even with ninja, it's often quite obvious what's happened. So the fact that the Shugenja have been summoned is somewhat worrying. He will immediately order his Ashigaru to put the village into lockdown and make sure that all is safe, and he will toss you a silver and advise you not to spread too much rumour.
Certainly, San.
And then leaves the inn. Settles up his horse and starts riding for Asuki. You do, in that fact, kind of realise that that's what's happening because of the commotion outside and the sound of hoofbeats.
When you said he's locked down the village, does that mean we're trapped here?
He's basically put a curfew on the villagers, get everybody into their houses, make sure that everyone's safe. Because a time of an unrest or anything like that is just an invitation for bandits to take advantage of what's going on to do things they shouldn't. So he's basically he's not locking you in, he's upping the defences on the village. Make sure put up to the guards, keep the villagers within close range of the village itself, so they can be summoned back by the bell if there's anything goes wrong.
Okay.
Or the gong if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, so we can still leave.
Okay. Oh yes, you can still leave.
Good.
But he's heading for Asuki. Right. Well, there is a riot of discussion in the villages to what this may mean, what the implications are for the village and the villagers. Should they start hiding the rice?
I would if I were you.
Yeah. The headman is talking quietly with some of the more senior farmers, etc., and not where the Ashigaru can hear it.
I see.
Okay.
That was unexpected.
The sense of calm and quiet that was in the village has been disrupted. Anyway, they will inquire as to what you're going to be doing now, given that you are from Nobuoka, central Hyuga, which is...
Well, we have to escort our two Shugenja friends back to the Castle of the Flame. It's after all what we were hired to do.
Very well. They will inquire as to the route you're taking. Are you going by the high road or the back roads?
The high road, I believe, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we're heading up the road past.
Well, I'll look at Kosa. He's our leader, after all.
Well, yes.
Well, I think we go back the same way that we came. Has anyone's got any
Which was the high road,
good
wasn't
reason
it?
not to? Which was the easier route. Longer, but easier.
What is the shortcut? Would that take us across here?
Effectively, you would go as far as Asuri, and then there is a road up to the northwest, which stops just this side of the river, and then there's a road running parallel with the river to Areno Castle
Ah,
through a
yes.
couple of villages.
So we're we cut across that a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think about going that way, boys?
Is it a shorter route but a slower road?
Slower road, yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
slow
so it's a
road.
good-
In that on the Saikaido, you double your movement rate. On the country roads, it's only I think it's 25% faster, rather than 100% faster.
Yeah.
So it might not save much time.
I think you're wrong there, Dave. I think it's plus 50%.
Plus 50%. Okay,
I think it
but
will save us a little bit.
you would actually save time because from Asuri, you're already travelling on that country route to get to Asuki and the start of the
Yeah,
Saikaido.
so by the time you get here, you're moving the same speed as you are by the time you get there.
Well, what do people think?
I think so. You know me, I love just taking off black bits off the map.
I was just about to chant, clear more map, clear more map.
Yeah, I love that. I will always want to clear more
Well,
map if there's a chance.
It's more a case of if there's anything developing in terms of military movements, that tends to go via the Saikaido.
Yeah.
And if you came via the Saikaido, what happened at the border?
Yes.
Our Bungo province marshalling their troops to take advantage
Well,
of the.
if we go by the minor road, we won't have to cross the river, will we?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, because it's going to come in here, this side of the river, isn't it?
Yeah, and we'll be on the same side of the river, so I would suggest we go that way, Kosa-san.
Okay, then that seems to be the majority, so we'll go with the new route.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Okay.
If it all
good.
goes wrong, just remember it wasn't just my decision.
Well, nothing will go wrong, so that we'll be fine. Okay.
Exactly.
Can't argue with a confident man.
Kido. So in that case, you would be leaving on the 22nd Kizuragi.
22nd, yes.
And well, it's completely overcast when you wake up, but there's a moderate breeze coming down from the mountains to the west. Sorry, from the hills to the west, carrying the scent of the pines and everything with it, and setting off the road. Your current rate is
3, I think.
what is it? You're going at 3?
I think with these slowish Shigenjas, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe 4, but I think it's 3.
You okay? Well, with the addition for traveling on the road in relatively good country, you can actually make it to Kuruma to spend the night.
I think we
Okay.
can do 4. Harumi's got a BMA of 4.
I think it is 4, by the way.
Yeah, so
Oh, you could go up to 6.
she's the slowest.
1, 2, 3, 4. If you push it, you can get to Asuri by nightfall.
Push it a wee bit, and then
Yeah,
take
okay.
it easier for the new bit of road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this bit of road, are we going to have villages per day, or is it going to be camping out? I mean, surely we'll talk
It's
to
a
somebody
road.
and they'll tell us what it's like.
Well, it's a road, so I can't imagine it not being villages.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going across country.
You do have to get off the road during the day to allow some messengers to go past, and they obviously set out from Asuki last night because one passes you on the way to Kawaka. When you get to Kuruma, all seems to be a bustle. There's obviously something happening at the moment. Are you going to try and find out what, or just quietly move past and not make yourselves obvious?
Personally, I would choose the latter over the former. Like,
Yeah, stay under the radar. I think.
yeah.
Okay.
Just a bunch of peasants travelling down the road.
Mm-hmm. Humble
Okay.
travellers.
We're not here. You can't see us.
Nothing to see here. Exactly.
Okay.
Baka will look a bit disappointed about that because he was like enjoying the attention at the last place.
You're like, I've joined the group of heroes, and we're like, shh. No, we don't do that.
Can I have one wit saving throw for the party, please? And if you roll lower than somebody's wit saving throw, then somebody figures out what's going on.
All right, I'll do it then. See what's going on.
As soon as you're our fearless leader.
It's actually blindingly obvious.
Ooh.
Even I noticed that.
Well, it was the Ashigaru marshalling in the centre of the village, and some of the menfolk in the villages being outfitted with basic weapons, etc. And packs being assembled with food and travelling rations.
Town militia.
Somebody's called out the guard.
Not just called out the guard, they've called out an actual town militia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in actual fact, they're obviously putting the peasants under arms. So either somebody's called up an army, or they're taking the Ashigaru and leaving the peasants to look after the village.
As far as I was aware, that's what a militia army was when you arm the peasants.
Yes, but either they're
You just
Dave.
to go and join battle, or they're just arming the peasants to guard the village
while they go.
while the Ashigaru are away, because you are in northern Hyuga, which is still under the peasants are not to bear arms rule from the daimyo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're back in.
Okay.
Yeah, so the peasants.
Essentially, what they've done is they've taken away the trained men and left the unfit and untrained.
Well, the trained men are being marshalled at the moment, and the Ashigaru are forming up, and their travelling packs are being sorted out, etc. The peasants are being armed by the sergeant. You know, the armour has been broken open, and the sergeants are issuing the peasants with arms. But it's not clear whether the peasants are travelling with the Ashigaru or not.
And this was
You
in
reckon
Karuma.
within the next hour or so. This was in Karuma. When you get to Asori, you are challenged at the entrance to the village by obviously villagers to find out who you are, what you're doing there, etc.
Yep.
There are no Ashigaru, obviously, in Harumi.
Okay, so it's villagers that stop us.
Sorry, rather.
It's villagers that stop us at the gate. Sorry, right? Okay.
Do these guys look as though they know which end is the sharp end?
Yeah, it's the end they're pointing towards you. But they're not holding it particularly well from what you've seen from Lord Kanawa's forces. In other words, they know how to hold it because they've seen the Ashigaru doing it, but it looks like they're not very well trained in it.
Looks like it would break
Certainly nowhere
break
near
the wrist if
Lord
you
Kanawa's forces.
if you struck it, it would break the wrist because it'd be totally unprepared, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, some of them obviously have experience. The older ones, they're doing it properly. The younger ones are, ooh, I'm holding a spear for the first time, sort of thing. Every so often they get a clip around the ear from one of the older ones for playing with it. But yes, so as far as Asori are concerned, they want to know who you are. Bunch of strangers travelling along.
Oh, we're a bunch of just nobodies.
Until one of the older ones remembers that he had seen you coming through a few days ago, heading south. So you
Yeah.
have been seen before. You didn't cause trouble last time.
We are just lowly travellers of little to no note.
Okay, well, they let you into the village to the inn and resume their watch on the outskirts of the village. Fine. You get to the inn that night. And as expected, yes, the Ashigaru and the lord of the village have been called up. And they've gone to Asuki.
I want to make a point of, when we see these peasant militia, peasant town guard, when I see one of the older ones, the more experienced ones, and he's holding the weapon correctly and he looks steady on his feet, I'm going to look at him and give like a respectful nod and smile and say, the village is in safe hands, I see, while the Ashigaru are away. And just show some respect to one of the older guys in this peasant militia. Give him a nice compliment. Like make a point of going to one of these older, more experienced looking ones that looks like he knows what he's doing. And my point is to give him like a kind of morale boost, or like a "you're looking good there" kind of thing.
Okay. Well, he will acknowledge that, but he will still treat you with a certain amount of suspicion because you're not a villager.
Of course. That's
And they've been
understandable.
warned to watch out for potential bandits, etc.
And it's that vigilance that's just as important as a steady hand. So I appreciate the work you're doing here, my friend.
As well, you best get back to your village. It's uncertain times.
Yes, we'll be moving on in the morning. Unfortunately, we have some slower travelling companions, and we can't get as far in one day as we would like. But yeah, we are leaving in the morning. We appreciate the hospitality of the village, and we appreciate your protective eye over it.
Fair enough. Okay. About an hour after you get to the village, a bunch of Ashigaru and their samurai arrive, and the headman takes them along to the village samurai's house, and his wife will put them up for the night.
Ask somebody where these people have come from.
Well, they've arrived from Kuruma.
Oh, they've come up the road as well. Okay.
Well, just under an hour after you get to, they march in, and it is just the Ashigaru. It's not the peasants. So obviously the Ashigaru have been called up. Okay. The rumours in the village as to why the Ashigaru have been called up. The Lord of Northern Hyuga is obviously fortifying the borders with Bungo to prevent them taking advantage of the upset in Hyuga, and so he's called up the village troops to back up his own troops to protect the river crossings.
Makes me glad I'm not an Ashigaru.
Yes, well, things are likely to be a bit fraught on the border at the moment. Well, you know full well if the samurai on this side start fortifying the border, Bungo are almost certainly going to do the same on their side, just in case Hyuga start getting ideas.
If they haven't already done it, of course.
Of course.
I'm quite glad that Asakura's not with us.
Why is that?
Well, he might have got what's the term? Dragooned into the army?
Yeah,
Oh, that's not the right term, is it?
he was a Bushi.
Oh, drafted. That's the word I'm looking for.
Drafted, that's the word.
Yes, he's a
And-
Bushi, but no, he's not a local.
Wouldn't stop them if they needed him.
True. But it looks as though at the present moment the local lord is only calling up the trained troops. Those that he can depend on. So you have a quiet night in the village, because everybody's keeping their heads down with a strange samurai and his ashigaru in town. And the following morning dawns, again overcast, and it's obviously rained overnight, and it looks as though it's likely to rain again today. And you are leaving to head up to the northwest. Okay, let me sketch out some travel for you.
What's that?
Drawing the road.
Road check.
Ooh.
Okay, you travel up the road, and this section of the road is quite peaceful. There's signs that people, a body of men have travelled along here previously, but you don't actually meet anybody on the road. All is quiet. And about halfway through the day, you reach the village of Kyūryū. And just outside the village is a school. Let me just sketch that on for you. So in yellow. This is Kyūryū. And this. And the school is known as the House of the Peaceful Arts.
Ooh. What kind of school do we know? Do we know anything about it?
You haven't heard anything about it. And you can have a look at it and admire the architecture, etc. Let me just dig out what it actually is.
With a name like that, it's going to be teaching
Arts.
drum or flute or something like that. It's not going to be a martial school. It's going to be a fine
Yeah,
arts.
Unless it might be meditations, zazen, things like that they teach there for the peaceful arts. Maybe.
Well, yeah, that would work as well.
It's a fine arts school. Okay.
Yeah, we'll not be stopping at training any fine arts, or which ends.
It's actually quite a big place.
Yeah. With famous
So,
teachers.
It's actually a Class B school.
But in
So
this case, we might have heard of it.
Yeah, it's Class A the
Yes.
highest, I guess, then, yeah?
Class A is the
So
highest.
this is a big school.
Well,
It's quite-
essentially, Class A would be what we would call it. It was university size.
Yeah,
Tens of thousands of students.
yeah.
House of the Peaceful Arts is, as you say, a well-known fine arts school, and you were aware that there was one to the north. It was somewhere to the north, but you weren't sure where. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. When you talk to the villagers in Kyūryū to find out about the road ahead, they tell you that you should make the next village, which is Moino, by nightfall.
Also, we can make the next village the same day.
Yes. Well, you're travelling at 4, but with the road that takes it up to 6.
Yeah.
If we'd had a peaceful, a more relaxed leg today, does that mean we could maybe push it tomorrow? Get to Areno Castle.
Well, effectively you.
I think we're getting there tomorrow
no.
anyway.
You'll get there tomorrow anyway.
Oh, is that the next place? Sorry, those are the next village.
Yeah.
Like, even if we stop here, we're still making it to Areno Castle tomorrow, eh? Because it's 6 Rai or less, that, isn't it? 6 Rai or less?
Right. So you travel on.
Is it me that's lost all of you?
No, we can hear you.
No, but it's
No.
every time someone disconnects or reconnects or someone's Discord goes dodgy, my music goes quiet that I'm playing. It's weird.
Very odd.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but about 20 minutes or so ago, I got little yellow lights against all of you, like an exclamation mark, and myself.
Very odd.
Discord, don't start, please. Be kind.
It's just Discord being Discord, isn't it?
Please behave, Discord.
Okay, I'll just put the names onto the map there so I don't disturb them. Okay, Mochino Village is a support village for Areno Castle. Again, it's Ashigaru and the village samurai are missing, as they were in Carrera. So the call-up is obviously pretty widespread.
So the fighting force from here have gone to Usuki, not to the castle that's about 2 Rai away.
The troops, the team from Carrera and Mochino have actually gone to Areno Castle.
Oh, that makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Yes. The ones from Asori went to Usuki. As did the one, and the ones from Karuma were going to Usuki. Because Areno Castle is already guarding the crossing, but there is no castle guarding the frontier to the north. Sorry, at the Oita crossing.
No, that looks like a strategic mistake, doesn't it?
Well, they have a castle up here, but it's a bit too far north. But then again, nobody's going to try invading with that castle behind them. So it's merely defending the river crossing. Now, there's nothing actually to stop people crossing the river elsewhere, because you're having to cross by boat wherever you cross. But the Saikaido is obviously a strategic road, and that's where you position your troops to start with. Okay. I mean, in theory, they could cross at Carrera and then head down the road and up to Usuki that way, but not very likely. Well, the villagers are obviously all a twitter about what's going on. They will pump you for what information you've got about the Lord of Usuki and what's happening at the moment, and you know about as much as them. So if you wish to raise their panic levels, you're more than welcome to. But again, they are obviously planning for potential war.
No, I'm not that mean and nasty. They're just doing their job.
Looking after their families, etc.
Dying is what they're going to be doing. Doing it well.
Righty ho. So you travel to Mochino.
We're back on the Sekaido tomorrow. We're gonna make it much further tomorrow.
more likely to get stopped, I suspect. Noise.
Well, if you talk with the villagers, they reckon that you are likely to get stopped at Areno Castle if you travel by road.
Can we
let's
skirt
check.
the outside?
We've got nothing to
If
hide.
nothing else, yeah, but as kind of travelling peasants, you might get called up for labour.
I look at our two Shigenja and think to myself, hard labour's going to kill those two.
Just a little.
Well, you do have the letter from the sensei. Sorry, the second in command of the. Sorry, from the second in command of the Castle of the Flame. You can try using that.
Get out of hard labour card.
Yeah, get out jail free card.
It's written on rice paper, isn't it?
Well, aren't all communications like that written on rice paper?
Yeah, well, the guy will just eat it then, won't he?
Everything's
Nom,
on
nom,
rice,
nom.
everything.
Well, up to you how you play it. Anyway, so the night is peaceful apart from that, and the weather looks slightly better the following morning. Partly
Well,
overcast.
Kinzo
rather
will
than
say,
fully
let's just carry on down the road and past the castle.
Okay. Right,
Well, it will look more suspicious if we're traipsing across the countryside, not knowing quite where we're going, won't it?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, you head off down the road towards Areno Castle. Where, as you
Is this
expect,
land very flat?
it is pretty flat, yes.
So the river might well flood.
The one might well say this is a floodplain from the river coming down from the mountains, yes.
It's just that Kinzo's concerned, worrying why we're so far from the river, you see. But if it floods, that would explain it.
Yeah, well, this area is the floodplain. Mochino is it's a mixed village, which collects timber from the forest, fish from the stream, from the small river, etc., rice, etc. But it's slightly uphill from the bottom of the river valley, so it's not as subject to flooding.
Excellent.
Okay. Right, I'm afraid at Areno Castle you are stopped, you are searched, you are questioned thoroughly about what you're doing. Kosa, what are you telling them?
The truth.
Which is?
We are on a mission for the Castle of the Flame. Returning in that direction.
Okay.
Back up our story.
You will be held there for most of the day before they find somebody who can read the letter in kanji, because everybody is somewhat busy.
So you're going to say
Sorry, Dave. You did say when you gave them the letter that it came with a katakana version as well.
Oh yes, it came with a katakana version, but they're not trusting that.
Okay.
They insist on finding somebody who can read kanji to make sure you're not trying to scam.
Read the original.
Yes. It'd be just like infiltrators to offer something in kanji, which to try and overawe the guards.
Well, that's not good difficult, is it?
Yeah, suspicious beggars. Yeah.
Well, they're Bushi, you know, not got a brain cell to rub together.
Yeah. Just have to play along.
You can see that there's some temporary fortifications being thrown up either side of the Saikaido by the river, ready to stop anybody coming over in military formation. And so the local village has obviously been called up to help with that. But once your story is accepted, they will release you a couple of hours before nightfall. No, make it an hour before nightfall because you'd already travelled for half the morning. So you've got about an hour's travel. You can probably get another hex on from there, or you can stop in Ryogeijo.
We would stop in Ryogeijo, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Fair enough. So reach Shiniro Castle questioned thoroughly. And you're spending the night in Ryogeijo. Okay. The villagers return after a day's work on the river, obviously tired out from all the muck shifting they've been doing. The village is, well, it's not under curfew, but again, the Ashigara are keeping a very close eye on what the villagers are doing, and the inn is surprisingly quiet. People are keeping cool. Okay, you spend the night there. And wake the following morning to, again, partly overcast skies and a heavy, misty drizzle. It's not going to be a very nice day. So I
Lovely
believe you...
banding weather, this.
Oh, yes. But don't worry, you're travelling on the Saikaido, which is mostly free from bandits. Especially with the patrols going up and down it at the moment. And you do see a patrol setting out going south when you are having your breakfast in the inn. Do you wish to hurry it up and follow along behind them for protection?
We'll stay a bit behind them, not get too close.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't want to get under their feet.
But make sure we keep them in sight, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they are only travelling 6 today, so they're just basically going as far as Takatsu.
Maybe we'll go faster than them.
No, let's just go to Takatsu, after all.
Okay,
We're in no hurry to get back, are we?
They'll get run expenses.
I suppose.
Well, no, I should point out that we do run the risk of getting drafted into the... Well, I was going to say the daimyo's forces, but of course, whoever's taken over. So the longer we're away from Nobioka, the better. For us, that is.
Okay. You are passed by one patrol heading north about midday, who'd obviously been staying in Takatsu the previous night. So this section of the road is heavily patrolled. And as luck would have it, there are 2 patrols in Takatsu. There's the patrol that you followed south, and there's the other one that came north from Yukuri.
Well, we're safe here then.
So, the following day, you can follow the patrol that's heading down to Yukuri.
Handy.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I think it's a good
Yep.
idea.
Yeah.
It worked yesterday.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the weather any better?
The weather today is a lot better. It's clear skies. The temperature's shot up, actually. It's into the 20s by midday. The weather has improved and
Pleasant.
the breeze has got up. Yeah, this heavier patrol on the Saikaido is unusual. It's obviously because of what's happening at the moment.
Tense political climate.
Oh yes. Yukuri. So, Again, you're past about midday by a patrol heading north, and again in Yukuri there are 2 patrols camped out there. One of them appears particularly tired, probably because they came all the way from Kagesama. Okay. So the following day, you can follow behind the patrol for the first part of the day until you get to the turn-off up towards Shinguru.
Yep.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Go see my old friend at the end in Shinguru, I suppose.
okay. So that's 1 Rita there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you can make it to Shinguru without a problem. And nothing happens on the way.
When we're in Shinguru,
Yep.
I'm going to mention to our Shigenja friends about the whirlwind. It's finally dawned on Baka that maybe that whirlwind that we came across in Shinguru might have been a bit odd.
In actual fact, they asked when you talked to the locals, yes. They called in one of the Shugenja from the Castle of Flame who had a look at it, and yes, it was. Someone or something cast a spell.
There's a lot of Shugenja around here.
Yeah.
What spell was that, Dave?
They're not sure what the magic was. It wasn't one from one of the schools, so it might have been a power, but it was certainly magic.
Who in the village has been pissing people off?
They don't know. There haven't been any problems since then, but something caused a problem. Caused it to happen.
Can any of our Shugenja friends do divination?
I don't know. Can any of our Shugenja friends do divination?
Hachiro is big level 2 these days.
Yeah, no divination here.
Hachiro have any? Do we still have access to his character sheet, or is it gone?
1 second.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, it's not in the Google sheet. It's
Yeah.
not hidden. So I don't know what Dave's done with it. If he's done anything with it.
Hachiro. I thought it
It's
was
there.
in the Google sheet.
Just there, it's just further across.
Is that-
after the template.
Ah,
It's
okay.
over to the right.
Ah, yeah, I see him.
He doesn't have divination, I'm afraid. Hang on a second. I haven't updated his sheet. He may have picked up some skill.
Ah, yeah.
Let's check and see whether he did. Wouldn't you know? He has a little bit of divination. Bit of divination, and he is not successful in his role. He cannot figure out what caused it. Okay, so you spend the night in Shinguru, and the following day, 28 Kizuragi, you travel to the Castle of the Flame. Shinguru is missing its Ashigaru as well.
Is it missing its samurai?
Yes. his wife and family are there, but the lord of the village is not. There are a couple of Ashigaru left to guard his wife and family, but the bulk of the Ashigaru have been taken elsewhere. The villagers aren't sure where they've gone. Okay. And the following day, which is 28 Kizaragi, you travel to the Castle of the Flame under clear skies and arrive there safely.
Hey. Mission
Okay.
successful.
The senior Shugenja and his colleague are in residence. You are greeted by a student on the gate, welcomed back from your mission, and taken to the baths to get clean. You're offered fresh garb if you need it, as you apparently have an appointment for the two Shugenja to sit with the sensei that evening.
Yeah, I would get cleaned up.
Oh, definitely get cleaned up.
Question,
please.
Tim, out of character: is sensei is used for the senior teacher of a school, but would it be applicable to senior Shugenja of a place like this?
Yes, it would.
Sensei
it
means
means
teacher.
essentially it means teacher.
Teach-
So
Teacher, yeah.
anybody can be called a sensei.
Yeah, it
Okay,
literally
fine.
translates to teacher, still in modern Japanese. I know this from Duolingo.
Fair enough. In that case, you are invited to dinner. Do you wish to take your bodyguards with you? Brian?
No, they can have the night.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks very much, Brian, for no inviting us to your nice dinner with the sensei.
Yeah.
you,
You
you,
don't joke on it.
you posh intellectual types need your space away from us muscleheads. I get it. We'll go outside and sweat over something.
Okay. You arrive at the dining room, and you are welcomed back by the second in command, who introduces you to the sensei to tell him that remind him rather that this is the postulant who took their student along to the Dancing Waters, and obviously made it there and back successfully, and then asks, are you sorry, was our invitation not clear enough? We were wishing to speak to your bodyguards as well.
Oh.
And Harumi is sent back to get the rest of you.
Nice one, Harumi. They didn't want to speak to you anyway.
Uh-oh, got a black mark at school.
That's what you get for not inviting us to dinner. Get embarrassed.
Okay. The second in command welcomes you as all to the place. Actually, I should use his name rather than just call him as the second in command. 1 second while I just find it.
I just call him number 2, like, what's his name? On the Enterprise. It's number 2.
That is the one I want.
Aye, it is.
Yanagizawa.
No, we called Riker from
Do you want me to? Yanagizawa. Yanagizawa is the number 2. And Sensei Karahashi is the senior Shugenja in the school.
what's the
Okay, you are
sensei's name, Dave?
questioned
Sorry, Dave.
over the journey itself there to make sure that you didn't have any problems. While they had the Yanagisawa had given you the letter, given the troubled times, he wants to make sure that it was respected by the samurai on the way, and he's pleased to hear that it was. Not so pleased to hear that of the questioning on the way back at Areno Castle. They will also question you as to what you saw on the route in terms of mobilization.
Very much.
And then they will ask about your experiences at the Dancing Waters. Did either of the Shugenja receive any enlightenment at the Dancing Waters?
None of our Badoka did.
Harumi, did you?
No, it was Kosa did, I think.
No.
No, Kinzo.
Whether you did, whether you bodyguards did is up to you. They sent the two Shugenja along to see if they could learn anything from the
It was
experience.
Kinzo that did, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes, it was. As it happens, neither of the Shugenja got anything,
Yes.
if I remember right.
Just you.
Well done, Kinzo. Well done.
They are disappointed and possibly an experience when they are more closely aligned with the flows of power through the land. They might achieve some benefit, but they thank the rest of you for taking them there and hand over a gold apiece in gratitude. And given the fact that there's been an unexpected call up and the risks of problems increase, they will also give you another gold for the party as a whole.
Okay, so the gold that I get, I'm just going to give straight back to Kosa, so that's my debt down by a third.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'll add the gold into the loot.
Okie doke. Fair enough.
Change. I've got somewhere on my character sheet that I owe him 3, so I'll change that to 2. Okay. Oh, and remember, guys, we totally keep forgetting. It's down here in my character sheet. We have a blessing from the Kami of the Well that we can use at any time. Plus 19 physical for 5d3 rounds. Remember, we've got that blessing unused.
You and Tim.
Was that just me and Tim? Just me and Kinzo, was it?
Yep.
That's right, yeah, we went back, because we went back to the well, that's right, yeah. That was just before I got robbed.
Thanks for reminding me on it, because I had forgotten about it. But,
yeah,
it's me
and you've got that.
That's why I asked you to write it on your sheet.
Yeah, it's way down at the bottom when I was updating my note about how much I was at Kosa. I found it.
Yep. That is a handy blessing to have in an emergency.
Can I ask what the sensei's name was again, Dave? I missed it the first time.
I posted it on in Roll20.
Did you?
Sensei Karahashi.
Thank you.
Okay, that's my debt down to 2. That's good.
Once the sensei's questions have died down for us, can we ask how things go in Nobioka at the moment? Because he was just there, wasn't he?
They have returned from Nobioka, where they were carrying out investigations for the daimyo's wife.
I'm not questioning about that. I'm just questioning about the general state of Nobioka at the moment.
Okay, Nobioka is in... Well, when they left, which was actually... how long ago was it? they actually got back. How was it? Just over a week ago. And when they left, the town was still on an extreme alert. The daimyo's widow was rallying support for her son, with as far as they could make out, with the other samurai, and calling people to was starting to bulge with elsewhere in central Hyuga. She has apparently not called them in from northern Hyuga at the moment. So, at a guess, she is probably rallying her forces that she can. That she is descended from. She's of a clan which is based in central Hyuga. So the daimyo is the overall. Let's see, where are we? That's the one I want. Data clear. So, the Kurosaki clan are the daimyo's clan, and most of the fiefs in central Hyuga are Kurosaki fiefs. She is she was a member of the Imasu clan, which also holds a fief in central Hyuga, and so they have a couple of fiefs. So she is rallying support for her son, who is Kurosaki, and those of her family as well. The Lord of Northern Hyuga, in overall charge of Northern Hyuga, is... where are we?
The Discord's having a funny one tonight.
1 second.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
The Danawa clan rule northern Hyuga for Kurosaki, and Tagami rules South Hyuga. Not uniquely, effectively, he's granted fiefs to other clans in those areas, but it's mainly Tagami in northern in southern Hyuga, and Danawa in northern Hyuga. So, in his opinion, she's making sure of the loyalties of central Hyuga, which is probably the most it's the richest part of the province, because it's got the most open terrain and farming terrain, etc. Before she summons them from the other areas. When they aren't certain what's happening in Miyazaki, they understand that she's sent troops south to deal with it, but they hadn't had any reply before they left. And they are doing their best to steer clear and keep out of things, because samurai politics can be somewhat bloody. Okay. So things are somewhat fraught and busy in Nobioka at the moment.
Bless you.
And Harumi, you have earned the right to another teaching scroll. Do you wish to actually apply for proper membership of the school now as a true student, or just take a teaching scroll? for the time being.
There's a quick question for you, Dave. Just that's popped up in my thoughts. Do we get status for this? Because we already have status at the Castle of the Flame. For a
Your
job done there.
status is.
I think we would for a job done for them, eh?
Yeah, I think you'd each get one status for that. I would have given the Shugenja more if they'd actually succeeded in something, but no. So just one status each.
And I put that into the earned status column, don't I?
Correct.
Thank you.
But the question is whether or not Brian wishes to hitch his ship to the Castle of the Flame as a school or not.
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, when they talk to you about what you've achieved, etc., if you wish to join the school as a more senior student, then you need to make a group status roll. You can add another 3 to your BCS for successfully returning from the mission you were given, but sadly you didn't achieve anything, and therefore you don't get anything for that. Did you get anything when you went to the Emperor's Grove at all?
I didn't get anything there. I got this +1 to dance rolls from the other place, though.
So you did achieve something at the Dancing Waters.
I think both Shugenjas did. I was kind of listening to it earlier today. I wasn't sure if that's what you meant, but yeah, they definitely both passed there to get a thing on their dance. It was the average of wit and dance rolled.
Yes.
That's right.
I think you both passed that.
Okay. Well, if they did, I mean, that's why I was asking, did you? And I basically got the answer no. But if the answer is yes, in that case, you will be congratulated, and they are very pleased that you've achieved something like that, and you will get +5 on your BCS for attempting to become a student. So your status in the school is 19. So that gives you a status BCS of 3 +5. So your BCS is 5. 8. See whether or not you can achieve that.
Does he get is it like when you apply to get a teacher to teach you, can he increase on his role by giving him some silvers?
No. This is actually you are speaking to the sensei.
They can't be bribed.
At this moment, they do not believe that you will be you are a suitable candidate for full membership.
Unlucky Brian.
But they are pleased with your progress and encourage you to keep on.
Mm-hmm.
Try again.
Okay.
Better luck next time.
I will.
Right. So, question is, what you would get for your next teacher, your next Torimono, and your main school is School of Metal.
Water.
School of Water.
Mm-hmm.
And you have up to 49. So what have you got at the moment? So you've got mud bursting bombs and darts. Yeah. Okay. In that case, you have up to 49. Mud bursting bombs, darts. I think they will. You would have a choice of the next 3, so that would be Mirror of Deception, Concealing Cloak, or Binding of Limbs.
Concealing cloak.
Okay. In that case, they will let you have a Torimono of Concealing Cloak.
So she got a new spell, just from my notes, she got a new spell, Torimono, and Torimono is the word for teaching scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's a
And
new
that
spell,
is,
Torimono.
I believe, that is a knowledge 30 spell. And Concealing Cloak, the Shugenja makes himself or another character or item into a hidden thing. The wit saving throw to detect the hidden thing is a penalty equal to the level of the spell when the subject is motionless. Otherwise, base values apply. So effectively, it's hide in shadows with a +2 bonus. So a bushy looking for you. Sorry, you can cast it at a varying level, and the cost is 2 times the level of the spell. So you could cast it at 6th level if you were 6th level, as it is if you're 2nd level, you can cast it at 2nd level. And the minus to the wit saving throw is the level of the spell. Yeah.
How long does it last?
Duration. The spell lasts until the subject wishes it to cease, or until the subject is detected.
Or they
And
do
you
something to break it, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You make yourself or another character or item into a hidden thing.
But you're only heading to each individual person, so you're not heading from a group. So if there's 10 people, those 10 people individually make saving throws for you to be hidden there.
Effectively, the wit saving throws to be spotted.
Minus
Yes.
the level of the spell,
Now,
yeah.
if they are looking for you, then I would say each one would get a saving throw. If a group is walking past,
Make it a group
I would
roll.
roll
Yeah.
one wit saving throw for the group, and if anyone in the group has that, then you would be spotted.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's a nice spell.
But again, if you are a hidden thing and you're motionless and people aren't looking for you, then it may well be they will just walk past. If they're not actually searching for something, then they may just miss you altogether. Anyway, so you have the discussions about your journey. They are pleased to hear that all went well at the Dancing Waters, and Yanagisawa asks whether you managed to visit the Emperor's Grove in passing, as he suggested. It's a long time since he's been there himself, but it's always worth a visit.
Yes, we did visit it.
Beautiful.
Yes,
I'll let him have a look at some of my petals.
Yes, so the villagers do make a decent profit from visitors, certainly.
I'm very proud of those petals. Thank you very much.
Yes. He doesn't comment that they might not actually be petals from the grove, but anyway, while you are there, the sensei has a question to ask. He understands from discussions that he had when he was in Nobioka that you were instrumental in spotting the machinations of some goblins to the north of Central Hyuga? Or sorry, to the west of Central Hyuga?
Yes.
He asks you if you could enlighten him as to what you found.
Yeah, okay, we'll tell him the story and what we found.
Tell him about
And
the.
were there any indications of anything more powerful than forest goblins there?
Yes, there was a Mukade.
Ricardo.
When you describe somebody riding a
Mhm.
Mukade, he looks extremely concerned about that. Mukade are vicious creatures which cannot be tamed.
This one was tamed by a Bakemono. There was a Bakemono riding it.
Somehow it's controlled here. What magic was involved, I don't know.
The senior Shugenja kind of exchange glances and ask if you would be prepared to do a little more scouting for them. Sensei Karahashi will explain that they are concerned that the denizens of the mountains are stirring because their investigations into the death of the daimyo were inconclusive.
Oh.
In that they believe that magic of some form was involved in his death, but it was not the normal magic that is taught here. They believe it might well be a curse or something from one of the mountain demons, the Oni. And it is likely that the widow of Lord Kurosaki will be taking action in that direction, but they are concerned that it is not clear what the Oni hoped to gain.
Chaos amongst people, maybe just no more than that. They could be looking to just stir trouble amongst people to make their lives as raiders and terrorists of people easier.
Well, that coupled with the whirlwind that hit Shinguru, and they've also heard tales of strange phenomena elsewhere in central Hyuga, close to the mountains. Let me just call up the other map, and I will just move you there to explain. Oh, no, that's the wrong map. Let me call.
This is where we're doing the
Kyūryū map. There we go. Okay, so Nobioka is here. There have been problems in the mountains, or close to the mountain, close to the rough terrain here, and here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was to the west of the House of the Rock the first time, not to the west of the Castle of the Flame. It wasn't just here; it was over here, wasn't it?
Yep. So, well, the village that you visited was roughly here, and you tracked the goblins to what looked like some sort of fortified area here. But there have also been tales of problems with some sort of magic effect here as well. So this area problems. They haven't heard of anything further to the west or further to the north, so there's something going on here. They're not asking you to investigate that armed camp that you found, but if you could scout further to the north or south, deeper into the hills, and see if you can find any traces of bakemono action.
Or Oni.
Well, anything.
Mm-hmm. Anything not human.
Magic is obviously involved, or powers are involved. They're not sure what, but the death of the daimyo, they believe is some sort of curse.
If I recall correctly, weren't we a little suspicious that certain bakemono were in league with certain humans because of certain goods they had acquired? So, theory.
Yes, a certain gang were involved in handling the stolen property that the bakemono were.
The bakemono and non-human magic being involved in the daimyo's death, that could be linked to whatever gang the bakemono are dealing with. They could be involved in the assassination of the daimyo.
The sensei is interested to hear about the problems with the Yakuza. Are you mentioning anything about the rats or sticking solely to the rabbits being involved? And
I'm not telling them about the rats. No, I'm not telling them about their affiliation anyway. Definitely. Yeah. But I'll tell them about the rabbits' involvement with the.
So Yakuza were caught handling stolen property that the bakemono had taken. Mm-hmm. You're saying.
Correct. So,
right.
Bakemono were trading with Yakuza. And we know which gang of a Yakuza. And that's a Miyazaki gang. Southern Hyuga.
He inquires as to whether you had notified the daimyo's police of this.
Someone else with a better memory than me?
I think we told the local samurai, the one who was hiring us.
I think we did.
You did. Okay. Well, in that case, he thanks you for the information, and he will send a note to the town to warn them to look back over the previous reports.
I thought my memory was doing really well there, and then Dave hit me with a question that I didn't remember the answer to.
Well, the sensei doesn't know the answer to that question. You do. Anyway, so yes, he will pen a note. If you would be willing to do some survey for him, he would be most grateful. And I wonder whether. Right.
It's just dangerous work. It'll be well paid, I would imagine, especially if we're working directly in connection with the daimyo's death, potentially.
This would not be directly for the daimyo. This is for the school.
For the school, yeah, but we are still working indirectly for the daimyo's widow because we are investigating potentially his death. So I would imagine if not well paid, we'll be well favoured for this.
At the present moment, you would be working for the sensei.
Mm-hmm.
He's willing to give you a letter to say that you are working for him, to show to any ashigaru or samurai, but he would rather keep this investigation quiet because he's worried that some samurai will say, well, if it was caused by magic, it must be the Shugenja did it, and point the finger at them.
Start pointing. Yeah, okay.
What he wants to do is find, if he can find out more of what is happening, then he's got evidence to raise with the daimyo's widow and the leading samurai that the creatures from the mountains are causing trouble. I mean, he was unable to give definite information as to how the daimyo died. So it is still up in the air, and that's making life difficult for the widow.
My point still stands. We'll be getting well paid.
He will be paying you well, and he's also willing to offer help, given that you will be going into dangerous territory.
Also, the question of the letter he's given us for Ashigaru and Samurai, does that grant us to be able to carry out armour and weapons? Armour and lethal weapons.
He looked at his second in command, and they obviously exchanged raised eyebrows. And
If it's that dangerous.
he will send someone with you to Nobioka to discuss this with the lords
The
there.
samurai there. Yeah, okay.
If he can get permission, he will.
It would be handy. Nobioka is where we would be able to gather some products. These things that we don't normally carry around with us, we might have access to some in Nobioka.
Okay. Now, what he's willing to do is offer you 5 potions to take with you, and those can contain spells up to knowledge 30. They keep a stock of those for strategic purposes. So he will get one of the other teachers to talk to you as to which ones you actually want, and so you can then take those 5 with you. As far as pay is concerned, this is potentially dangerous. He is willing to offer you 1 silver per day each to do this.
That's the number I had in mind, actually. I'll look at Kosa.
He can give you 3 weeks to do the survey, but no more than that, because he has to get back to Nobioka to talk to the assembled samurai about what's going on. So any information you can get in the next 3 weeks would be helpful.
30 days, 30 silver, that's 2.5 gold. Aye.
And he can arrange to
Pay my
meet
debt.
with you in Nobioka on a certain day, unless you are able to return to the Castle of Flame before then. So you can either meet him in Nobioka in 3 weeks' time, or if you can get back to the Castle of Flame earlier than that with
news.
appropriate information, then he will be here before he leaves,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay, but we would need to we have to go to Nobioka first anyway, because he's going to try and get his license for armour and weapons.
Correct.
Well, I
he
do have
will
a question
send-
for him.
Yep.
If we were to come across something quite important in this 3 weeks, is it more important to get that information back or to finish our search?
Well, if you come across something that you think would be of major importance, then he would trust you to return immediately with it. So if you'd obtain concrete proof of an Oni being involved and have information on what creatures he is controlling and what his plans may be, that sort of thing, he's not expecting you to take anything out. He's looking to you to do a scouting mission, deal with anything you come across that might expose you, obviously, but
Mhm.
I imagine we'd get a bonus
Right.
if we took out a bunch of Bakamono or something anyway. We don't need to mention it. I'm sure they would anyway.
well, obviously, the better the information you can get,
Yeah.
the better. The more information you get, the better, or the more more important the information, the better.
Yeah.
But
Telling them that we found a blah 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 isn't as good as telling them that we found and put an end to ABC. Do you know what I mean? Getting them the
He is in
information
no
is worth
way
a silver a day.
he is
but
in no way expecting you to take on an Oni and its troops and deal with it.
no,
That's a
but
job for the samurai with
yeah,
backing
of
from the
course.
Shugenja and the
course.
local Kakusha.
But we might come across small groups of Bakamono and things like that. Things we can take out.
Well, yeah, certainly. But they're concerned that something has caused them to take more of an interest in local affairs. Assassinating a daimyo is a big step on the board. So, do you wish to have a poke through their library to see which spells you would like to take?
So is that a case of we can get up to 5 potions of any spell that they have? So any spell they have can be transferred into a potion. They're going to
To
give us up to
knowledge.
5.
No,
No, that's 30.
they have
Oh,
a stock
up to
of
knowledge
potions
30.
already, up to knowledge 30.
Well, yeah, we're going to choose which ones we want to take. Then we need to know
What
is
they've
on
got.
offer, if you like,
Yeah.
or what
Okay.
can be made.
Let's see the list.
Fair
Assuming
enough.
before we go any further, assuming we are in favour of doing this, have got any objections?
No, I'm in favour.
No objections here.
This sounds well exciting. Yeah.
Okay, sounds like the majority to me. So then we will take him up on this offer.
Yanagi?
You know,
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Sweet.
you know. Let's move you back to that one, which is where you are. I wonder whether I can just post this up.
Add a handout in Roll20, Dave, then copy the stuff into it, then share it to everybody.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, that way I can show it on screen as
Right.
well.
Yes.
It's nice to have it visually and verbally for the recording, because I notice a lot of people use the subtitles, use captions, so a lot of people like to read as well as listen.
Well, while I'm watching the replays of this stuff, the subtitles don't work very well.
Nah, not often. You would
Well,
have to
mine
go.
don't.
Yeah, you would have to go in and edit them all individually, and it would take forever.
I'd get arrested if I read the subtitles. I'm normally driving.
That can be a problem.
Yes, if you are driving while listening, forget the subtitles, folks.
Let me just edit that. Turn that off. Nope, that didn't work. Try again.
Who have we lost? Tim? Oh, he's back.
It's Tim. He's having issues again.
Yeah.
No, Discord's having issues. I've checked their status and they're having apps down and messages are going slowly.
Yeah.
Oh
About
dear.
13:33 PST.
That's not good.
No, essentially that's what's going on because, as I said, a couple of times I've had nothing but yellow dots against everybody. Also, I can't water the tree.
can't water the tree.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, there's a little game that the
A game
server
in
is running.
Discord
There's
that's not working. Everyone's like,
Oh, dear.
no.
no, interaction failed, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one. Same here. Same on
I'm trying
mobile.
to catch one of the bugs and it's not letting.
There's a moth there. I know.
It's the same on mobile. Anyway,
Let me just load that up.
This bloody tree's taking over my life.
yeah, if somebody's watching and isn't in Discord, they'll be like, what the fuck are they talking about? I'm leaving it in, I'm not editing it out so that people can wonder what the fuck the tree is.
Well, if they want to know, they can ask, can't they? They can leave comments.
Exactly.
Yes, I can.
Righty-ho, close that, and then we get that, and close that. Righty-ho. No, not clear. Jolly good. And
Ooh.
hopefully you should be able to see the list of spells.
There we go. For the viewers, check that out. Thank you, David. Hido, School of Fire, Bind Fire, Fire Shield, Fire Flash, The Smokes of Nai, Fire Eyes, Darts of Fire, Burning Touch, Wings of Heaven, Arrows of Fire. Oh, and these
Wings
are in
of, Wings of Heaven and Arrows. Wings of Heaven and
those-
Arrows of
there are
Fire
two-
are
yeah,
out.
they are out 'cause they're
because
higher
they're
than 30. Right, okay. So in
Yes.
School of Water, Mizudo, we've got Bind Water, Water Shield, Mud, Bursting Bonds, Mirror of Deception, Darts of Water, and Concealing Cloak. Then in Hayashido, the School of Wood, Binding Spell, Shield Spell, Shadow Eyes, Darts of Wood, Fetters of Truth. And then in Kendo, the School of Metal, you've got so I forget these top two. This isn't the spells. Omnipresent Sword, Bar Beasts, Armor of Heaven, and Darts of Metal. And then in Tsuchido, the School of Soil, you've got Traitor Ground, Pure Flesh, Pure Blood, Pure Thought, Pure Body, and Darts of Soil. A couple of them we might want explanations for, Dave.
Oh, some of them you might want.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
as
taking a couple
far
pure
as
flesh.
The Smokes of Nai, first of all. We want to explain the Smokes of Nai?
I know that's a terrible, terrible spell.
Is it?
it's not a particularly good spell.
Okay, Fire Eyes then? What's that?
Let's go up and find the School of Fire. If I just describe them all, hang on.
Burning Touch, I'm guessing like D&D Burning Hands.
Fire Eyes effectively makes sure that the Shigenja, whoever's cast it on, always has good eyesight as if it's daylight. Sort of.
Oh, okay, so we can see in the dark and stuff. Darts of Fire
Yep.
is the dart spell for that school. They all have a darts or an arrow
Yeah.
spell, don't they?
Darts of Fire does lethal damage equal to 1d6 plus level of caster.
Okay.
Fire Flash.
And may set fire to you.
Yes, Fire
Maybe-
Flash
What's the last
just
one?
is equivalent of a blinding flash of light,
Right,
so
okay.
you can dazzle people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flashbang.
The Smokes
Minus
of
bang.
Nai, you create a thick choking cloud of smoke which effectively expands at 1d3 yards per detailed turn. but it hides things within the cloud.
Yeah.
People are partially blind, blah blah blah. But unfortunately, it affects everybody. Fire eyes, see a lot more clearly. Darts of fire, similar, and burning touch. It's a bit like flame hands. Your touch acts as an attack with strength 1 fire.
Yeah. Bursting bonds, we've heard.
But,
Mud, we've seen.
now, but hang on a second. You must use an unarmed combat technique to touch an opponent in
So an
combat.
Atemiwaza, etc.
Yes.
Mud we've seen
Now,
before because Harumi does it.
Given that this is in potion form, for you lot, that would be quite easy. Mud, bursting bonds, and darts of water you've got. Mirror of deception is like the D&D mirror image spell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Concealing cloak, is that like a cloak of invisibility?
Concealing cloak, that makes you a hidden thing.
Yeah.
So they need a wit saving throw to spot you, and it's at minus the level of spell on their wit saving throw. So it's very good for hiding you from Bushi.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about before.
Yeah.
One that Harumi
Binding of limbs, that entangles the target in tendrils of magic energy, which is like a successful entangle attack. Okay.
That's too high, though.
I'm sorry, binding of limbs actually that's too high. School of wood.
Shadow eyes.
As far as that is concerned, shadow eyes. That allows you the ability to perceive invisible items as if they were hidden things, with a bonus to your to the wit saving throw equal to the caster's level. So effectively, you look for things, and even if they're invisible, you'll be able to see them.
So it knocks invisible down to hidden level. Yeah.
Effectively.
Got it,
Darts of wood. They project a lightning narcotic poison rather than doing damage. So that puts people to sleep. Fetters of Truth has the same effect as a successful BCS in the torture skill without damaging the victim.
Okay.
So I doubt very much that you want a potion of that unless you wish to pour it down somebody's
Gets
throat.
information out of people, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then we're on
Omnipresent Sword summons a sword that will fight.
Yeah.
That you can then use.
Remember Hachiro studying it way back 30 odd episodes ago?
Yes, indeed. Bar Beast effectively stops beasts with a Budo value less than or equal to the level of the caster crossing it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So animals.
If they've got a higher Budo value than the Shugenja's level, they've got to roll less than or equal to their Budo value on a d20. So it's one way to block.
So by beast, I guess that's animals, not men and not monsters.
Beasts,
Yeah,
specifically
animals.
beasts.
Yeah.
Yes, animals, yes. Armor of Heaven increases your effective armor class by the level of the spell. And Darts of Metal. When you fire those...
Well, sorry, we know that in our other campaign.
Yep, yeah, it's fine.
Shugenja has that in the other game.
As far as the School of Soil, Traitor Ground is an area of treacherous ground. 5 times the level of the caster. Pure Flesh heals hit points. Pure Blood
Cure disease,
heals poison.
Cure poison, yeah.
Yep. Pure Thought restores lost mental attributes. Pure Body restores lost physical attribute points. And Darts of Soil, when somebody throws a dart of soil at you, it has a chance of knocking you down and stunning you.
Now, is this a comprehensive list of all the spells in the game, or just the ones that these guys have?
This is between all the Shugenja that they have there, they have all these spells.
So it's both. Okay,
Yes.
got you. But they don't have anything above 30.
Right, Oliver,
they
to answer
probably
your
do.
question, they are all the low-level spells of whatever knowledge is
Yeah.
the maximum.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
highest level spell in the game is either 90 or 95.
Oh,
knowledge.
so they do go much higher than that. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
These are
Yes.
low-level spells,
The-
just.
I just showed you the ones up to level. The next
Yeah.
one above level 30.
Ah, so this
So,
is just an image and you've cut it off.
Correct.
Yeah, I see.
They go up to 98.
I see.
98 is the highest.
98. 98
Yep.
is it? Okay.
So that's about a third
98
of the extensive list, I guess.
Phantom form in the school of soil.
Okay, got you.
Bloody
I've
good spell,
got a
that.
list- I've got a list of 5 here that I think could be useful.
Yes.
Read them out then, Kosa,
Go on then,
our
Mr.
brave leader.
Fearless leader. What do you
Just-
reckon?
Letters of truth.
What if we have to interrogate somebody?
Extracting information.
Yeah, it's better than
Smokes of
torture.
Nye. Smokes of Nye. Be useful for concealing a second concealing cloak, essentially.
Smokes of
One
Nye is more
would be
likely to conceal all of us, whereas the
Yes,
other one
the
conceals
Smokes
one
of Nye is
person.
more like you chuck it into that lot to confuse that lot over there.
Yeah.
Concealing cloak is good for concealing
One
us if we
person.
want to sneak somewhere. And then pure blood and pure body.
I think pure blood and pure body are both a shout.
Yeah. Pure blood, I think, because some of these nasties might have poison, so.
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
Can I say if you're
I'm half
Sorry.
tempted to say take 2 of pure blood just in case, and maybe even-
Yeah, that is a possibility. I'd certainly not argue with that.
even
would the bar beast not work if we come across the things that is it a kunai or whatever they're getting ridden?
no
I
the
think it's
Bacardi.
more.
no that would be a
Bacardi
monster,
is
Bacardi.
not an animal.
Would
Yeah,
the
I
bar
think it's
beast
only
not
good-
work on those?
No.
The point is,
But
the
no.
bar beast only works for the person who's drunk it.
Aye,
Ah, right.
that's not much good.
It may only be sort of more natural animals.
I'm even
rather than
tempted to
supernatural
say,
things.
Kosa, 2 pure bloods and 2 pure bodies. Just go healing. Just go healing.
Yeah, I think the others will be useful though. I can imagine them being useful.
Yeah.
We are here to get information, not to beat
Not
everything
to
up. with
fight.
it.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. The concealing cloak might be handy.
So the sneaking around,
Aye.
I think, might be useful, and the smokes of knives. If some when it's a big group of them, we can chuck it in that direction.
What about so if we're thinking of sneaking to look at things, we might be sending one person in to sneak. So that because if a concealing cloak's on one person, so what about like a concealing cloak coupled with an armor of heaven? So if we are ever sending one
Yeah.
person off on their own to scout, we can give them that little bit extra armor.
Yeah, but I don't think the armor's going to make that much difference. So,
I'm not wanting them to get caught is the point, but just in case they do,
yeah.
Is it worth taking a concealing cloak just for the if we don't use it, that might help Yanagi learn the spell later? I don't know if that would actually
might help Harumi
convey
learn the
any.
spell. You mean
No, because it's a potion.
Oh, sorry, Harumi.
Not
Yeah.
a scroll.
it's just a potion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
Well,
can,
as
it can
as
be
far
used
as
by any-
Kinzo is concerned, the first set that you read out looks like a good set. It's nicely balanced, and hopefully we don't have to use any of it.
What was that then? Say again then.
Fetters
Nick.
of truth.
One fetters of truth.
Smokes of
Aye.
smokes of knife. Concealing cloak, and then
One
add
of each
a
of
pure
blood and body.
body and a pure blood. But I think the pure blood might be a better idea, like you said.
Two
Pure
of them.
bloods instead.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're taking a smokes of Nye.
Yeah.
I'm writing this down now.
Yeah,
Fetters of truth.
that's good. Yeah,
Concealing cloak. And then one each of pure blood and pure body.
I think the 2 pure blood. to
2
be
pure
honest.
bloods. Okay.
I think
Right. So concealing cloak. So it's 2 pure bloods, which is soil. A concealing cloak, which is water. Smokes of Nye, which is fire. And what was the other one?
Letters of truth.
Fetters of truth.
Letters of truth.
Which is
So
wood.
that's 2 soil and 1 each wood, water, and fire. Right. So let me just check the wizard's concerns. So so as far as the School of Soil is concerned, water. Okay, so water is wood. Okay, so your School of Water, your concealing cloak will be level 6.
Okay, I'm making notes here.
Let's see, what are we talking about? Smokes of Nye, which is fire, is... Oh, well, that is... you can have a 6 if you like, or a 5, your choice.
Obviously, we'll take
Yeah,
the
we'll take the
6.
6.
Oh, what a surprise. The Fetters of Truth, which is the wood. So, odd it's 6, even it's 5. Let me just roll a d4. Okay, it's a level 5 Fetters of Truth.
Okay.
And as far as the pure blood is concerned, that's soil. Again, odd 6, even 5. Ah, they're both level 6.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So, those are on a use or return basis.
Yep.
And it goes unsaid that they don't want you to use them because rather than
Might as well just use this.
we're only a re away from the castle. Let's try them and see
Just
what they're
drink
like.
all these potions, we might as well.
Just
Accidentally sell them on the way home if we don't use them. Oops, slipped and fell into a marketplace.
Honestly, we had to use them all.
Slipped and fell into a marketplace and accidentally some money fell into my hand. Oops.
Yeah, we're honest.
Yeah, we're honest boys, we wouldn't do that.
So just me then.
Nah, just you.
Just you.
Just the new guy. Just sneaky you. We're good boys. We don't get in trouble.
Okay.
I'm not in trouble yet.
Right. So, anything else that they could give you that might be helpful that you can think of?
Aye, 5 more of them.
They
No,
are
but if-
maintaining a stock for the daimyo, and the daimyo has actually paid for them.
If
So
you're
these are from the daimyo's stock, and they're hoping that they won't come and do an audit.
Of course. But if the wise sensei can, in fact, get us that said aforementioned permission to carry.
Well, as far as that is concerned, he will send someone with you to Nobioka to see what he can do about that.
Yeah. That'd be quite
Okay.
valuable to us.
Right.
Don't forget, some of you left Shuriken here, by the way.
It was here we left them, wasn't it? Aye.
Yeah.
Aye. So because we're not changing provinces and crossing borders anymore, I'm going to grab them again. Dave?
It would be useful if they could, Dave, if they could provide us with some areas of the map that they think are most interested in, so we can focus on those.
Okay. They will give you a small map showing that, and I will produce it for you for next time, if that's okay.
That's brilliant.
I don't have it have one to hand. I need to
No, that's
do
fine.
an
That's fine.
Okay.
Just that it'll be better for us to go, somewhere sensible rather than just wandering around at random.
Oh yes, yes.
They got areas where they think things might be.
They will they can show you give you a map showing the areas that there has been a problem.
And pick up my armour as well, because it's here.
Okay.
I left my armour and my shuriken here, so I'm going to pick them both up. I left my winter camping gear as well, but I don't need that just now.
Not at this time of year, I shouldn't think. Unless you're planning on going up into the mountains.
Do you want me to carry that back to Nobioka for you, so at least you've got it there?
Yeah. Do you have the spare weight to carry it? Like, I can carry it and be slowed down and still be faster than half the guys in this group. It's fine. I can carry that myself, actually. I can leave it here. It's not far from the Castle of the Flame to Nobioka.
I very nearly have enough strength to carry the Shigenja back if you wanted.
Aye, okay.
So I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue.
Right. So you've got my winter camping gear then.
Sure.
Okay. I'll put that on this column.
How much that way?
It's £10.
Cool. Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so you're carrying that for me. Okay.
Very good.
What's that, a silver a day?
They're willing to pay you a silver a day, yes.
No, I meant to carry the winter gear.
You only carry it to Nobioka,
Oh,
I don't get cheeky. I can
Try
carry
not
it
to
myself
like
and
that.
still be faster than the group.
No,
it's fine.
no. I'm winding you up. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll take it back to Nobioka.
Cool.
Righty-ho. So, you would be looking to leave tomorrow, which is 29 Kizaragi.
Yep.
One of the teachers, one of the Shugenja will be going with you, plus a couple of students to escort him, to take you to Nobioka, and hopefully get you the permit that you're looking for. Okay. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh. With a Shugenja along, even the rain keeps off. You are travelling under clear skies, perfectly peaceful morning. Nothing mars your journey, and you reach Shinguru without a problem.
Okay.
Okay. The
We're not on expenses anymore, are we? So we have to pay for the inn now.
so that would be 3 copper, please.
Okay.
So let me just check something. Right, yep. So the teacher who is, the Shugenja who is accompanying you is... you know this guy, Fusahide.
Yeah, I remember him.
He was the one who was training you in various aspects previously. He will pop up and see the wife of the village samurai, just to let her know what's going on, and then return. And he will actually spend the night at the samurai's house, and then join you in the morning to travel east to the Saikaido. Again, weather is lovely today. And
They're after today.
today is the 30 Kizaragi, yes. Right. You travel east to the Twin Inn, and the Twin Inn is actually closed, and there appear to be some staff guarding it, but the inn itself is actually closed. So you reach the Saikaido and then travel south to Anatawa and stay the night in Anatawa. Patrols are still going up and down the Saikaido.
How much for
keeping
a
a
night in
close eye on
Anatawa?
things. That will be 4 copper.
Okay.
And again, it's remarkably peaceful at the moment, and the weather is good on first Yoyoi. When you travel to Nobioka, again, all seems calm. You reach Kagesama, and there is actually a troop of Ashigaru checking people before they cross the river. Fusahide will talk to them and explain that he is traveling to Nobioka to consult with the family of the daimyo, and you are given an escort down to the river and put on a boat and, with a member of the troop, who, when you reach the other side, assuming you reach there safely, which you do, when you reach the other side, you are met on the docks by troops, and you are handed over, and they explain that you are there to consult with the daimyo's family, and Fusahide leads you into town and over towards the donjon. the town is full to bursting with people. There are ashigaru everywhere. The streets are bustling with people selling this, that, and the other. And you've never seen Nobioka so full. But there are police on every corner, and the whole place is at a high state of alert. You reach the donjon, and Era talks to the officer on duty and explains that he works for the sensei of the Castle of the Flame, and they are carrying out further investigations into the death of the daimyo for the wife of the daimyo, and these scouts are being employed to seek evidence as to what is going on in the mountains, and therefore he requests that they be given authorization to carry weapons in that area. So he will attempt a data species S, which is successful, and you are granted passes to carry, use weapons, armor, etc. In the rough terrain, i.e. the hills and the mountains to the west, and you have authorization. They ask what route you're going, and will give you authorization to travel there. So effectively, you have authorization to travel to the point of departure, and then while you are actually in the hills, and similarly return. Now, I need to sort out with you where you're going to be going, and then we can confirm that. So let me move you to the central Hyuga map.
Have these passes got an end date?
Yes, they're for 30 days.
I see your brain ticking over there.
Yeah, they made that mistake. They made that mistake once with me. They didn't do it again.
It is,
Okay.
Right, Dave, is the Goblin fortification the little yellow circle on the map?
That is indeed the Goblin Fort. Okay. So, as far as what happened is concerned, it was a village there that got hit by magical phenomena, and that village is connected by road to another village deeper in the mountains. Can you see where I'm?
See a little yellow circle here.
I'm not seeing you pinging. Are you pinging in the black?
I'm pinging in
You
the
Oh,
have-
I see it. I see
Can
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is the village where the magical events occurred was there. So you've had it there, you've had it here, and you had it further along. Now, that village there is a road traveling from it to another village, a mining village further in the mountains there. And the road then travels on to a frontier castle, which is up in the mountains up there somewhere. So this whole area somewhere here, they think is probably the center of whatever it is power. Now, they would suggest that you don't go looking there, because that's obviously a place that Well, from the description you gave, that was designed to draw people into ambush. So they would suggest either going up to the north or the south. Now, going up to the north, you could travel up the river into the hills and then strike south, or you could go down to Kona and travel up the river here into the hills and then strike north.
Well, I think we're as well just heading up to Hajima and heading into the hills from there because we're at Nobioka now, so I think it makes more sense to go around this way, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Than walk all the way down there to come back up.
yeah, let's start at the top.
Yeah, so going this way, I think.
Fair enough.
Just as a side point and out of character, because unless you've told me this is one of your exploits, the hill of Daituga, was that where the dead, all the ghosts in the trees?
The ghosts in the trees, yeah.
Yes. You will have heard that from this lot because part of the reason that they have been there and they tell everybody how brave they were, etc., and the terrible things that they found there, and you don't want to go there. Blah blah blah.
It's an evil place, haunted by the ghosts of many hundred. Was it 500 dead soldiers?
Oh, more than that.
5,000 or something. There was a number on it, wasn't there?
Oh, I would call it an evil place.
Yes.
Because the spirits of the dead aren't allowed to move on, and it needs dealing with at some point. But we're going to need a good quality priest for that.
Yes,
I've heard it can make you do crazy things. I've heard it can make you do crazy things.
Kyūryū looks at his feet.
Yes, it does.
Yes, obviously there is an evil kami present that is influencing people. Okay, so in that case,
Kami could just be a ghost.
Anyway,
there's plenty of ghosts.
It's an evil place, Baka. You don't want to go there.
It's probably more powerful than a ghost because whatever it is has bound the spirits of those samurai into those trees. Anyway,
Possibly.
So possibly.
Yeah.
That or the place itself might have bound the ghosts into those
Well,
trees.
we're not going to speculate because we don't have any information.
And we're not going there anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Good place for ghost stories, though.
Yeah, I'll tell back a part of the story.
I'm guessing I can guess which bits you miss out.
Yeah.
In that case, your pass will authorize you to bear weapons from Nobioka to Hajima and back, and then once you're in Hajima, into the hills and the mountains to the west.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And Pusahide will thank you for taking this on for his sensei. There is something going on, and we need to find more concrete information. So whatever you find, please make sure that you are in a fit state to report it back.
Yes.
Heroism is fine in a battle, but when you are seeking information on your foes, discretion is more important, especially returning with that information. Okay. Right.
Have you, Shigenja, got writing kit with you?
Yes, he does.
Okay, and then I suggest that twice a day or whatever, lunchtime and in the evenings, you write up what we have discovered that day.
If Harumi does not have a writing kit, Pusahide will give her one.
I think Harumi
give
does.
us
So that if
Oh, thank you.
so we have a written record of what we've found, so that if anything does happen to us, at least they can find that on our bodies.
Okay. Do you want
Yeah, I
somebody to
have no
carry your
way.
writing kit?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah,
The paper's too heavy for
hire
you.
a
Isn't
porter to carry it for her.
it? I think we can
Seriously.
manage that between
Seriously,
us.
don't worry about it.
I can put it up in his
Back,
pocket
it's a
anyway.
big muscle mountain, isn't it?
Yes.
You're not going to need a porter for a little while.
Nice.
Yes. Well, make sure you're able to drop the stuff. Could be a bit unwieldy in combat.
Harumi gets a piggyback for the rest of the journey.
I'm still trying to
There we go.
prove my worthiness. So yeah, I'm willing to carry stuff at the moment.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to get in Nobioka? Do you want to go and see Wonshu before you depart?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, I suppose we
Up and
would,
see him.
wouldn't we? Yeah, go and see old
Okay.
One Shoe.
You make your way to
The
the dock.
scoundrel.
You are stopped at the entrance to the docks area by Ashigaru, who will and police who will check your papers and ask what your purpose is on the docks. So, what is your purpose on the docks?
We are visiting somebody.
Just
We know
visiting.
somebody called Wonshu.
Oh, Wonshu. Righto. How cooperative are they feeling? Yeah, okay. They let you through. He's a known merchant on the kind of warehouseman on the docks. He deals with merchandise there. So they will let you through, and you make it through to Wonshu's shack.
They're going to be in utter shock when we come back with the story that we're now on a mission for
With the daimyo's widow.
scouting.
Indirectly, yes. Yeah.
Indirectly, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
home sweet home. It's like a home away from home, this place, man. Missed this place.
okay. So who do we have here instead? We don't have Asakura. So.
Do I finally get to see my token?
Oh, yeah. Have you not seen a token yet?
Nope.
Have I got a token? Did I do a token for you? 1 second.
There's a point.
We did not.
We didn't do a token for you. Oh. Sorry. I thought I had. In that case, I will do a token for you
Yanagi is
for
here,
next
Dave.
time. Yeah. Yanagi's
Any
there.
Kumai will be very nice, thank you.
Okay. Wonshu. Oh, he sees you and kind of. Oh, thank God you're safe. I didn't know what had happened to you. Oh, isn't it terrible? All these samurai on the docks. We can't do a blind thing. It's awful.
Cramping your style a bit, is it?
Well, trade is going very slowly at the moment because they've got guards on all the ships and they're watching for. I'm not sure what they're watching for, but they're certainly checking everything in great detail.
Yes.
Um,
Well, we won't be stopping, unfortunately. We have to depart on a mission, the very hush mission, which I can't tell you about. I just wanted to say to you that if I don't return, can you please make sure that my possessions get to my family?
well, of course. But surely it can't be as you're not
Not planning on dying, but
south, are
it's
you?
quite dangerous. It's quite dangerous where we're going.
You're not going south, are you? He says. Worried.
No.
He's heard terrible things are happening down in Miyazaki.
Oh no, we're not going into the Miyazaki at all. It's not the plan.
He looks very relieved.
What things have been happening in Miyazaki?
That apparently the samurai there revolted, apparently, and troops had to be sent down to quell the revolt.
And
He's not
did they?
entirely. Well, we assume that they are in the process of doing so. We haven't heard details yet. but we heard that there was trouble there and that troops had been sent south. That was about 15 days ago.
Any idea of the number of troops?
Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Let me just call the location list.
This shack of one shoes really feels like the base of operations for the campaign.
They believe that Kurosaki Tomo took about 6,000 troops down there.
About 6,000 troops.
And how big is Miyazaki Castle?
South Hyuga, Miyazaki. It's a level 2 castle. But it does not have all its troops there.
Now, level 2 as in level
Or
1's
it
the
did
highest?
have all its troops.
Pardon?
Oh no, level 2 is a very small citadel.
Yes, it's not a big place.
Yeah, okay, so 1's the smallest, 2's the next smallest, and then...
Yes.
The largest is Osaka Castle, which is 10, I believe.
Is it 10? Ah, right.
I believe it is.
Fair enough.
Discord has died for Dave D.
Well, it's been done. The point is that in real life, okay, Osaka Castle fielded an army of 100,000 men, so they say.
Yes.
I'm not sure I believe that number, but it was a huge amount.
Yes. Yes, so there is very limited ocean traffic at the moment. Trading on the Saikaido is right down, and stores are being used at the moment. So Wonshu is hoarding his grain for the time being, and his other stuff. So, are you going to? He offers you room. You know, you can stay here the night if you wish, and tell me about your travels.
Sure.
Where have
generous
you
of you.
been for the last couple of months?
Yeah, we'll tell him what we've been up to, but not about what we're going to up to.
No, we won't tell him about the current mission.
Okay. Can I have a wit saving throw for the party, please?
And David's back.
What's
Nice.
There we go.
Somebody want to roll it?
I've got it. Oh. It's rolled 2, so we'll take the first one. 12.
Okay. Can I have a will saving throw from the party?
Okay.
Around.
9.
Okay. Let me check and see. Yep. Harumi nudges Kosa when she realizes that what he's talking about strays suspiciously close to what you're going to be doing. You were just saying you came down to Nobioka with Era for Fusahide, who was bringing you
Yes.
down here for something. Nudge, nudge.
I'll shut my mouth immediately and look at her and...
Okay. Another wit saving throw.
Someone else can get this one.
That's still fit. Did I get 11 to 11?
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, it was just kind of the way the conversation went. It was just Harumi noticed that you were possibly kind of letting a little bit more out than you expected.
Thank you for reminding me.
Okay. Wonshu will diplomatically ignore the fact that you suddenly went dumb and kind of changed the subject. Okay, a pleasant evening is had. Sadly, there is no sake. Wonshu says that sadly he is out of sake at the moment. With all the ashigaru in town, stocks are low.
That's okay.
Okay, so you spend the night with Wonshu. Anybody who wishes to take anything from his room, any weapons, etc., that they might have on store there?
Can I take him to one side and ask him for the package he's been keeping for me?
Of course, not a problem.
I'm then going to unroll my little bit of paper and thank him with one of the cherry blossoms that I found along my way. It's now slightly crumpled because I've been opening it repeatedly, showing everyone along the way.
He rolls it up into one of his scrolls and says he will cherish it.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So, are you going to be taking the average wakizashi out of the store just in case you need it?
Yanagi?
Does anybody want it?
I can't use it.
Well, the only man who can wield it properly is Asakura, and he's not coming with us, is he?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Okay, so
sorry. Yeah,
Yes, we will not take it if nobody can use it.
yeah. I'm confused with my
Okey-doke.
characters. Yanagi's also a Budoka, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep confusing him with
I shall
Asakura, who was the Bushi.
I shall collect my Kuzari armor, though. So
Yeah,
which has
Fair
been
enough.
stored here since the beginning of the campaign.
Is that...
Right. I shall take away out from where I've stored it the shuriken that I own, and I'll give it to Kyūryū, because I don't use them anymore.
Okay, so I've got an extra shuriken. Thank you very much, Kinzo.
Yeah, well, I'm not throwing shuriken, so I don't need that.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to put your winter camping gear back on your dropped section of your sheet?
Yeah, I'll do that. Good idea. Thank you, Graham, for reminding me.
Mind you, some camp gear, since we're going to be out in the wilderness, might not be a bad idea.
So
But just not the full winter kit,
yeah,
I'm guessing.
that's winter camping gear that I've got. We can take camping gear.
Might be an idea.
Fair enough, because you don't have anybody who can make shelters for you,
Thing is,
do you?
we can carry that winter camping gear without any problems anyway. We might as well just take it along with us, just in case of emergencies. You never know.
Well, if you find yourselves going up into the mountains, you may well need it.
It's only £10 for the whole lot. It might be worth taking it.
Okay, I don't mind doing that.
Okay.
Fair
That's
enough. Anything else you need to buy in Nobioka before you go?
I only have...
Do we need bandages or
good point.
stuff like that?
Yeah, we've got a supply of them between us.
Well, is Yanagi's physician's kit up to date, i.e. full?
Yeah, that's true. Are you fully equipped, Yanagi? Yanagi dropped off.
Sorry, I missed that, chaps.
Are you...
We're inquiring about whether your physician's kit is fully stocked.
It will be before I leave, because I normally pick up the odd bit and piece if I need to.
Okay.
Actually,
If you need,
Kinzo will say he's got 9 bandages about his person.
so if you need to replenish it, Yanagi, you can take that out of funds, party funds. No, it's not cheap.
Right. Yeah, that would be good. I did use all my physician's kit up previously. I was down to 0, so...
Yeah, take it, cross it off the party loot.
Right.
What you need to spend.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Okay. Right, I think it's probably a good point to unless anybody's got anything else that they want to do. I think this is probably a good point to stop before you leave Nobioka and head up into the hills.
Yes, we start the next one with the start of the next mission. I like it.
Yeah,
Correct.
I'm going to get myself some bandages. The backup.
Right, I'm going to leave another 2 gold with 1 shoe.
Mhm.
Okay. He will whisper that he's added another 2 silver to the gold that you left him before. So if you want to
Thank you
add
very much.
another add another 2, you can either take
So
that
he's
2
gathering
silver
interest
or
on it. Nice.
well, you left him the gold. He's actually using it. So
No,
if
I'll
you,
leave. I'll leave it there because I've got more than enough money for this.
okay, so add 2 gold and 2 silver to the amount that's with him.
If I catch wind of that's an
I'll do that.
option, can I leave a gold with him?
Kinzo's not hiding the fact that he's leaving gold with Honshu.
Which saving throw to see if you kind of caught anything about him making the money?
Yeah, here we go. Failed by 4.
No, you didn't overhear that conversation.
Okay.
So as far as you know, Kinzo is leaving his gold with Honshu just for safekeeping, rather than taking it into the mountains. You've heard the sorry tale about how Kyūryū was robbed by bandits.
They punched me in the
Baka might
balls.
decide to leave the gold with him anyway because of that story.
Yeah, I've left quite a bit with him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Harumi will
Not-
leave her gold with them too.
Not
Okay. Fair enough.
You guys
Next
have
time you can
gold?
let me know what you've left with him, and I will see whether or not he's actually done anything with it.
I'll
Well,
leave, I'll leave
I'll
him
check.
all my gold, a grand total of 0.
I'll get it on my sheet separately so I know what's there.
Yeah, it's on my sheet too.
Very good. Okay. Right. Well, in that case, I think now's as good a time as any to finish the session. And next week, you will venture up the edge of the river and then off into the hinterland.
Hinterland.
Nice.